Welcome to the Traffic Domination Podcast, where entrepreneurs come for traffic answers. And here are your hosts, Rob Reese and Wayne Crowe.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Rob Reese here, along with the host with the most, Wayne the Man Crowe. How are you, my friend, today?
Wonderful, mate. Wonderful.
Listen, it's funny because sometimes I forget that the camera is right here, but your face is over here on my other monitor. So I'm constantly doing one of these. But wait,
yeah.
listen. As much energy as I feel like I have right now, I am a little bit tired. My kids have been sick all week. My wife is still gone. Listen, ladies, if there are any ladies in our audience, you guys do not understand that men cannot handle you guys being gone for too long, okay? We can't do it. We can't handle the kids alone. So I just needed to get that off my shoulder. But Wayne, how's your week been, man? What you been up to this week?
Same stuff, mate. Working hard, working on new things, working on old things, but it's been a really good. I think November was my best month ever. So
that's excellent, man. That is totally excellent. I'm kind of in this process of revamping and redoing kind of how I run business and do my funnels and things. And I've just been immersing myself in the traffic domination stuff on traffic. And it's been a whirlwind, let me tell you. But I wanted to talk today about something really cool that I've been following as of recently. I don't know if you've ever heard of this guy. He's not that big. His name is Frank Kern. You may have heard of him. Listen, if you don't know who Frank Kern is, ladies and gentlemen, you are definitely living in the Stone Age, okay? Frank Kern is probably one of the most famous direct response marketing guys from 15, 20, maybe even more years ago that is still relevant today, and he still is pumping out just amazing numbers when it comes to his business. And I've been following his stuff as of recently on his Facebook page, and guys, you can learn so much just from kind of observing what this guy does. But he's really consolidated, and the reason I wanted to bring him up is because he said two things that caught my attention. I don't agree with one of them, or maybe I agree partially, but it's for the purpose of building your business. So he said, and Wayne, you'll certainly disagree with this, and I disagree with this as well, but he said something that really perked my ear. He said, email, as we know it, is dead. Okay. And he qualified that. He's saying it's a lot harder now than it was 10 years ago to make sales via email. So you've got to do a little bit more work in order to actually acquire a customer, right? And what he was talking about is in the old days, you were able to collect a ton of emails for super cheap, emailing them an offer, and almost guaranteed that you'd be making money left and right, even on a very small list. So what he is doing is he's kind of changing his go-to-market approach. What he's doing now is very simple funnels that are low-ticket offers that he can obviously weed out anybody who's not interested in buying any of his products. So what he does, instead of creates a lead magnet, he gives you whatever the valuable content is on the front end. So he's making videos, he's sharing little bits of insight here and there about different marketing strategies and things like that without you having to give an email address. And it's really showing himself, he did a live yesterday, and it's really showing for him and his business. It's a really good strategy that he's employed, because he's filtering out anybody who's just there to be a freebie seeker, and he's getting these low ticket offers. He's selling a PDF. It's a ebook. It's a republication and a re-edited version of his old book called Converted or Convert 2.0. And it's a phenomenal book, by the way. Get it. It's about $5-6, and he even offers a 30-day money back guarantee on a digital download. But what he's giving is ton of value on the front end via like a video training, instead of asking for your email, and then he's directing you directly into a purchase button on a website that says, hey, if you liked what I did in the video, you may want to check this out, and it's only going to cost you $5. I think it's brilliant. I think it's simplifying the process of what a funnel could be, a successful funnel could be, and it's really differentiating from what a majority of people are either being taught nowadays or have been used to for the last few years. You know, I've been doing funnels for the last 2 years now, and I've always been taught in order for them to give you the email address, you've got to give them something in return, either a PDF or some type of a little training. It's got to be filled with value, of course. There's no reason to give them junk, but it's got to be valuable. But people are starting to get inundated now with. I mean, I know that my inbox is inundated with emails because I've signed up for every Tom, Dick, and Harry list, and now he's trying to kind of reinvent or kind of take a different approach to marketing and gathering email addresses in simplifying this funnel process. So I wanted to talk with you, Wayne, today about what are different strategies that we can take that will help us simplify the process. We don't have to have some crazy funnel in place, and how exactly that will benefit us in the long run.
Yeah, well, that is kind of what you've now mentioned there. I mean, I don't follow really anyone in particular, but what you've now basically mentioned, the whole industry seems to be taking that approach. But when you think about it, we kind of know this stuff because, especially you, Rob, being the king of social, you're attracting people on Facebook. That is your job. You're kind of giving the value at the front end before you do anything. So he's kind of reinvented it, and he's making the sale first. So his list will pretty much be a buyer's list. So the quality of his list will be so much higher than a general list that's kind of created with free lead magnets. So it's the same, like you see people doing Facebook videos, and they're just giving tons of value. There's no sales pitch there, and all you're doing, you're getting pixeled onto the next video, So the time you make all the way through the videos, you land on the sales page, the conversions 15-20%, you're building a lovely buyers list. And you know they're hot. You don't need to build that know, like, and trust factor, which historically was kind of done in the email sequence on it. You've done all that before they kind of reach your list. Exactly. It's kind of flipping it on its head almost, and bringing the kind of what you know about social media into email marketing almost. So it kind of makes complete sense.
It absolutely does, especially when, I mean, obviously, in order for somebody to buy something from you, they've got to know, like, and trust you. And if you're delivering all of that before they even get on your email list, you're going to be a success, let me tell you guys, because I can tell you that when I first started building my list, I was doing something kind of like that without even knowing I was doing that. And I was kicking myself in the backside because I was realizing I wasn't collecting their email addresses. What I was doing, I was building that know, like, and trust factor, but I wasn't collecting their emails on a sale because I was doing affiliate marketing, right? I was driving them directly to a affiliate marketing sales page when I first got started. So I was getting high conversion rates. I was getting a lot of sales, but I wasn't retaining those assets, which are the email addresses. I kicked myself for such a long time for that. But that's exactly what you need to start considering. How can you consolidate your sales funnel in such a way that it's simple and it's going to be more effective? Because as we know, email is getting tons and tons harder. Like for myself, I don't know about you, Wayne, but I don't know how many times I've had to get rid of my list and then kind of almost start back over again. And it's because people are getting inundated almost daily by tons and tons of marketers essentially giving the same message. Nothing is differentiating you from the crowd. And Frank Kern really drove in on that portion of how can I continue to see results without having to compromise the quality of what I'm giving away and just giving it away to everyone. And he's really honed in on something here. Now, Wayne, when it comes to simple funnels, how would you kind of map that out? Draw us a verbal picture of what that would look like.
The simplest funnel we all know. Let's think of an affiliate funnel. Simplest funnel is a capture page, and the thank you page is the CPA offer. That's kind of, when we go back 3 or 4 years in this solo ad space, let's say, that's exactly how lists were built. Do you know what I mean? Like, that is how lists were built. Quality lists were built because you'd make pretty decent EPCs and you can build a list. Nowadays, it's gone all into a whole different. Everything's gone into a different direction. And I'm glad you mentioned this, Rob, because this is one of the things we're working on together now, is how to make things simpler and build a list again. That's what we're and we're going to be doing some stuff on that hopefully very soon, on how to keep things simple and still make money.
That's excellent because this industry has become, as much as people don't like to say it, it's become quite saturated. That doesn't mean that there's no money in it. You just have to get a little bit creative and maybe just put a little spin on something that already exists, because there is growing competition. And of course, if you have an unlimited budget and you're brand new, and you're coming up in the industry, it's going to be a lot harder for you. That's just the fact of the matter. The one with the most amount of money to spend on the outset will always do better, as long as they have obviously the right information,
skills.
Exactly, the skills necessary. But why don't you? I mean, and please hear me, guys. I'm not saying that you shouldn't be asking for an email address. I'm not saying that. And I'm not saying that all you have to do is be building a buyers list, because those people were not buyers at some point. So it's certainly smart to gather those email addresses and to work them smart. So Wayne, why don't we talk about what that would look like, from somebody who is not building necessarily a buyers list, but building a prospect list and then turning them into buyers.
So, good question, mate. Good question. So, what most people do, I made a post on this in my group the other day, actually. What most people kind of do when they're building a list, say you've got a core offer, it's not your offer that you've built, you've got a core offer, so a company that, I won't name any names, but it's a company that you've joined, it's a good offer, well-structured company. What most people do is they drive traffic to that. Okay, they just drive all their traffic to that, and that's like, I'm not making any money. People can flip this on its head a little bit and just think about it slightly different. Now, if you could build a list, break even and build a list, okay, let's say you can do that. How much would you spend on breaking even to build your list? You'd just spend as much as you can, wouldn't you? As much as you can, that's it. So why not? This is something that I'm going to start pushing. Why not? So I got, the traffic that I've got at the minute is performing so well. I want to go out to people and say, why not build a list for free, or even make profit building your list on the funnel, and then you can promote any offer you want to them, because then it's just about the size of your list. Obviously, it's not going to be a buyer's list, and we've seen recently, Rob, that one of the top affiliate in my product launch done 94% sales conversion rate. You're not going to get anywhere near that, but it's insane, and I couldn't believe it. It's insane. So that's what I'm probably going to create some kind of product around that. Look, this is how simple it can be. You've just got to kind of think about things slightly differently, because most people, for some reason, they've joined this company and they're committed to that company. They want to promote just that company. They've seen the results of other people. We all know how kind of the internet marketing game works like that. It's not always from solo ads. It's not always, it's normally attraction marks and pay, a whole mix of things where people are getting results. But why not build a list that you can grow as big as you want and then promote that offer? And that's what hopefully we're doing some tests at the minute to try and make that a thing, because it's kind of gone back to where people, like with traffic domination particularly, people are learning these new traffic or old traffic methods. And I've got new traffic methods coming all the time where we can build lovely fresh lists and actually get good results from it.
You know,
so
that's incredible. That's incredible. And keep in mind that there does need to be content creation amidst this, okay? Especially if you're wanting to actually put yourself out there as a expert in this area. Whatever niche you're in, the best bet is to start creating content. And guess what? Content does not have to be difficult, and it doesn't have to be time consuming. It just has to be valuable. And the best way to find what is valuable is just know your industry, know what people are interested in. So for Wayne and myself, we know that people are interested in list building, in audience building, in attraction marketing. We know that people are interested in product creation and product launching and the process of making funnels and sales copy and email copy.
all the stuff we love.
All that stuff is involved. And if you end up just learning extensively about one particular subset of that list that is within your niche, I'm telling you guys, you will be seen as a industry leader for just harnessing one skill. One of the things that I really loved, Wayne, about this whole Frank Kern journey that I'm on, and please guys, I'm not a Frank Kern socialite fan or anything like that. I've heard of this guy, and I've seen some of his stuff, but what he recently put out was gold. And I thought I would share it with you guys, especially if you don't know who he is, because there is so much to learn from it. But essentially what he did was he spoke about a subject for about 20 minutes, 25 minutes, about being attractive to your audience and how to gather an audience, right? And he did so in just such a short format. He didn't go exhaustive into all of the facets about the subject. What he did was he gave you actionable intel that you can then leave the video and apply it some way, shape, or form into your business and see a positive result. That positive result doesn't necessarily have to be a dollar sign. It could be any positive result. You got a new fan, you got a new subscriber, you got a new email address added to your list. Those are all positive results. And what he did was he posted it on Facebook. That was kind of what he did was live videos. He was doing these teachings on Facebook Live. And then he would download the video, upload it to YouTube, okay? And throughout the video, he's got a ticker, a word ticker on his screen that says frankkernbook.com, okay? It's directing them to his funnel. And then at the end of the training, he's like, if you like this stuff, I teach a whole other host of things in the book. Go pick up the book. It's $5. And he took the video from from Facebook. He uploaded it on YouTube, directed people to the link. He took the audio out of the video. He uploaded it to his podcast platform. He said, hey, go to this book. And he recorded a little 30-second commercial that he could play on his podcast for the book. And then he takes a snippet of the video and he talks about what he talked about in the Facebook video, and he goes to Instagram and he goes, hey, check out my recent live that I did on Facebook. It's going to teach you how to do X, Y, and Z. And of course, got a link to his book. And then he just constantly does that over and over again, right? For 2 weeks. And do you know how much he made from just the book and free traffic over those 2 weeks? $18,000 pure profit.
Yeah.
So, guys, he took one piece of content, distributed it across 4 social media channels, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, all free traffic. And you should see his Instagram followers. It's not that many. It's like 20,000. Okay. The 14-year-olds out there have, 6 million, 15 million. And this guy is just using some of the free traffic. Now, he does pay for ads and he spends a lot of on ads, but he was able to isolate from the free traffic. And he has no idea how to run a YouTube video. He doesn't know how to do any of that. He just uploads it, says a couple of words in the title and description, and that was it. But guys, it doesn't have to be hard. Just teach on something that your audience cares about. Mm-hmm. Give a little bit of value, and then request them to go to some type of a sales page. And guess what? Now you're going to start to build a buyer's list. Now, if you don't want to do it that way, you can certainly, create a pre-recorded teaching and ask for an email address, right? Wayne, that's typically how it's done. And if it's very valuable, if it's better than the typical PDF that somebody has out there and things like that, you'll do a lot better. Certainly the quality of your content will make a difference. But guys, it is not difficult. And we're talking about building simple funnels, okay? One sales page, and then maybe an upsell offer of some sort into your funnel, right? Now, let's say they don't have a product or anything. They're not looking to do that, Wayne, okay? They're not looking to promote themselves. What would you tell a brand new person right now who's got $100? They got $100 to their name. What should they do to get started? And they don't want to create their own product, but they want to build a list. What should they do?
What should they do? There's a number of things. One of the things, so when you talk about attraction marketing and people don't know what content's about there, what I tell people is learn something and literally repeat it onto Facebook. That's what that's one of the techniques, going back to what you're saying. That's what I tell people to do. Learn something. If you're learning list building, you're learning solo ads, you learn PPC, literally go out there and just put it on Facebook. That can be the start of your content and the value given. I actually done that for one person on one of my free phone calls, and he made $1,000 in his first month after that phone call. Wow. Just by going out and giving value on what he's learning. It was in ClickFunnels, inside ClickFunnels. So you don't have, people think you need to be an expert. You don't need to be an expert. No matter what level you're at, you're always in front of one step. Just by getting started, you're one step ahead of people who haven't got started. So you're only trying to appeal to those people who are just one step behind you, not 20 steps behind you, if that makes sense. So that's one.
Absolutely.
And that's what I think. That's I can't remember who told me that. And one of the biggest attraction marketers, they won't call themselves attraction marketers. One of the biggest I know that they use a similar model to what Frank Kern is kind of done, so it just proves it works. It's been massive. So $100 to start building a list, and it depends what type of list you want to build. So if you're building a list for your personal brand, is that what you're building a list for you personally, or are you building a list that you just want to monetize?
Just a list that you want to monetize. Maybe consider adding your name to it later.
Add your name to it later. With $100, you've got a number of choices. You can start clickbanking, which is kind of it's not fantastic traffic, but you can get started for free. You can find probably free training out there. How do you start? Get mixing with traffic. You can buy a solo ad or decent traffic, and you can start making money from that straight away with the right traffic and the right offers. So you can literally grow from there. You get paid from your offers. You kind of ramp it up that way. Attraction marketing, I'd always be doing attraction marketing. No matter what you're learning, doesn't matter what it is, put content out there. It only takes a few people to start kind of pricking their ears up. There's loads of little hacks as well I think we talked about before, but I won't go into detail on them. But they're probably the ways with $100 that I would start. to start with. I mean, what you're trying to do when you've only got $100, too many people think you need to throw $30,000 at something to make it successful. You don't need to do that. I started with $1,200 when I started. I've now done 10 million. To give it into across all my business, I've done 10 million. And that was just ramping things up and slowly immerse myself in it so you understand what you're doing. That's probably the most important thing, is not try and pay loads of money to get ahead. So when you start with that $100, really make it work for you. Like, it's not a lot of money. So you've really got to make it work for you. That's probably what I'd suggest to get started. Start a blog maybe.
It's possible, guys. That the point that I was just trying to bring out is that it's possible, right? You don't need much. You need to just start learning something, regurgitate it, rinse and repeat. You need to have like a page builder, something to capture leads and email people with, but those are relatively inexpensive. Especially when you're getting started out with free trials, they all have. So guys, simple funnels can make you tons of money. It's not brain science. It's going to take a little bit of sweat equity on your part to get started in the beginning. But certainly that is much more valuable to do as opposed to franchising a McDonald's of some sort, right? Because you don't even know if you're gonna make any money. The food and health place that will come and shut down your stuff if you got like rats running around. Here, you just sit in your underwear at home, Wayne. I don't know how many times, Wayne, I'm engaged in a business conversation on the toilet with my cell phone, like making big decisions about what's going on in this business from the toilet. It's absolutely amazing. Much better than having to leave your house.
And think, how much does a McDonald's cost? I think it's $1 million now, all in.
I think it's like an initial buy-in of like $100K.
100K. Then you've probably got the premises. You'd have loads of stuff on top of that just to get started with.
Yeah, just to get started. And this $100. Listen, if you have $100, you don't even need $100 because you can make free capture pages and free trials of autoresponders, and that's really all you need. Learn a trick. I recently told people that there's video creation software now that's free. There is editing software that's free. There's all sorts of different things that you can do. Just type in whatever the word is and then free in Google, and you'll find something. Now, obviously, there's a reason they're free, and it's going to be a little harder to work, which is why it's always better just to pay for something. But guys, I'm telling you, this is something that you can do. Simple funnels, attraction marketing, content creation, all something that's going to be benefiting your business if you're interested in getting into that. But guys, I'm telling you, thank you so much for checking us out today. Wayne, tell us a little bit more about the Facebook group and what people can expect if they join.
The free Facebook group. It's a place where we've put together to help people, again, like who haven't got tons of money to get started. They're stuck on how to build a squeeze page, how to get started with attraction marketing, how to use ClickFunnels, whatever the question may be, and no matter what level they're at, they can go into this group, ask the questions and get an answer. I mean, you can see how active the group is. Some of their posts have got 30, 40 comments, people helping each other. It's just building a community to help each other. So we can all, because we all started at some point, and we all always need a little bit of help.
If you guys want in on that group, it's going to be in the description of this podcast somewhere, whether you're watching us on Facebook, YouTube, or on our iTunes subscriptions. Guys, thank you so much once again. Wayne, do you have anything else for our lovely friends here in the interwebs?
Not really, mate. I think we just passed 1,500 listeners, didn't we? Did I see this? Which is fantastic. Which is awesome. So thanks, guys, for that. That's brilliant. But nothing else apart from that. Just thanks for listening.
Listen, iTunes, favorite podcast catcher, YouTube, Facebook, Traffic Domination. This is Rob Reese, along with the host with the most, Wayne, the man Crowe.
Thanks, guys.
Always, there's always that gap. I love that. That's like a signature gap.
I have to wait and see what's coming next.
Guys, thank you so much for checking us out. We do truly appreciate it. If you love this program, please give us a like, give us a share, let your friends know, share our links, download the freebies that we have for you in the description box. And until next week, we will see you next time. Take it easy, guys.
Take care. Bye-bye.